Yo, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? Sorry I couldn't make it yesterday, though. It's not feeling so well. It's been a while. I jump on live. It's almost about a week now. Yeah, brother hasn't been feeling so good, so kind of forgive me on that one. So I was just thinking, what was it? Let's say this afternoon I received a comment on one of my videos, and one of the gentlemen, or the guy who made the comment, he was like, "Could you please draw, what's the name? Hey, Vitsy, how you doing? It's been a while though. Sorry, man. I was not feeling well, so I wasn't able to come on for some time. How have you been?" So you just ask me, like, could you draw? I was like, yeah, I could try. What's it called? Dok, Dokja? I think Dokja, right? Yeah, it's like, can you draw Dokja? I was like, yeah. So I took my pen and I started sketching it. I'm fine. I haven't been feeling so well, and probably I've been working too much, and and it got to me. I think I should have more rest. I had a target. I wanted to hit, what is it called? 500 views, 500. What is it? 500 subscribers before the end of this month, right? And like, yeah, it was getting me crazy. So I was just working so much, trying to be consistent with this YouTube thing, and I think, yeah, it got to me. So I'm gonna slow down a little bit, right? But first of all, I appreciate you guys for just always tuning in and just showing your support on this channel. I'm very happy. I'm very grateful. Anyways, so here we have this gentleman. What's his name? Dokja. Yeah. And I hope I got it right. Right. Let me know in the comments, like in the chats. Let me know what your thoughts are if I was able to nail this one. So after I have the layout right now, I'll be doing a pen shading. I'll be converting this into a pen drawing. So I'm trying to decide what style of pen. I mean, what color should I use? Maybe I should use blue. Or probably I could use black. So Vitsky, have you written anything lately? Okay, so I'm just gonna grab my pen and start to ink this thing and try as much as possible not to mess it up. All right, so far so good. All right, nice. So I'm going to start off with what is it, 03? I don't really like how the hair is looking, so I'll tackle that with a different style later. And with this drawing, the tip here, or the advice that I could give, is since the emphasis is more on the jacket, right? He's wearing more like the Matrix jacket. So with these, when you are trying to ink it, it's very advisable to make the lines crooked and make it overlap. You would understand more when it's time to shade it. Right. When we're shading it, it will make more sense when if you're able to stick around. You would understand why you're supposed to keep the lines crooked. So I'm just gonna keep it here, keep it crooked, and go up and down, keeping it crooked. It mostly has to do with the folds of the jacket, right? The number of folds of it folds and overlap with each other. I got that part down. When you come up here as well, you let the lines overlap. You try not to draw any straight lines here, because if you draw any straight lines, you won't be able to achieve this kind of should I say feeling or effect. Right, you overlap these lines. All right, yeah. So like this, slowly, don't rush it. Remember, we only have one shot. Yeah, we only have one shot to get this right. With pen, if you mess up, you only have two options. Like I keep saying this thing every time. If you mess up, you only have two options. It's either you get creative with your mistake or you start over. That is the two options that you have. You either get creative with your mistakes with when you're inking, right? Or you start over. And that's it. And as you can see, I'm keeping my movement very, very, should I say wiggly? Like that. I think I probably need to make more space for my desk, on my desk, because anytime I keep moving, I keep hitting my lamp. Right? Yeah. So far, so good. All right. So we're gonna get these outlined down. All right. We're down with the outlines. The rule rule here is don't overdo it, right? Just keep your pencil, your pen moving freely, but try to be intentional with your movement. I need to try and place my pen at the right position so I don't get in the frame of what I'm talking about. All right. And so you keep the movement very freely, yet be very conscious of your movement, where you're going. The pencil layout that I made is just a guide for the pen drawing. So it really helps me to move fast when I'm making a pen. Right? It doesn't necessarily mean that I have to follow it um, to the core, right? It's just a layout helping and guiding me through this process. It really helps to work faster, right? Right. So if you would look at my pen, if you compare the pen lines with the pencil, you would realize that they are not really following exactly. It's just serving as a guide. It doesn't literally mean, okay, this is what you have to do when you get here. No. Right. And after I do this, probably the back side here seems I'm out of frame. The back side here, I might not do it. Is Vic still there? So right now, as after I have this, I would start working on I'm gonna start working on my shading, right? And so that it provides some context to, like I always say, provide context to what we're working on. I'm gonna start shading this area. And for this one, we're just trying to draw vertical lines, right? We're not thinking too much because this is just level 2 or level 1 of the shading, right? You just draw your lines and you just in this case we're just using horizontal lines, right, to help define what we are trying to create. However, when we advance into the next phase, then we'll start to differentiate between the highlights and the midtones. So like in the next stages, this areas we're gonna define the shadows in this areas like this, right? But at the moment it's too early. I would have to. We'll come back to that later. Now we just want to add values in these areas, just lines, right? Just draw your lines for it to serve as a base for other information that we're going to add for this. All right, at this point don't try to overdo it. You just take your time and apply your strokes. Here we're just using diagonal lines. Remember, this is just phase one. We use diagonal lines, and when I'm working, I always like to work from big size to small size. So I'll just do the general layout, understand where which areas are dark, which areas are light, where my midtones are going to fall, where is my highlights are going to fall, right? I'll do those ones just to give me a rough idea of where I need to darken and where I don't need to shade. So after I'm able to get that down, then I would come back in again to apply the little details. So just keep that in mind. So here I'm just going to apply just a little bit of vertical shades to serve as a base for a lot of information when we need it to be, right? So vertical lines. At this stage, you don't think too much. All you have to do is just apply your strokes, all right? Just vertical lines, just keep applying. Don't think too much about the shadows. Just draw your lines and just get over with it. Right, just draw your lines. Don't think too much. Where you're supposed to start thinking too much would be when you get to the direction of the strokes, right? Like if you have to go longer, you have to go to, or how would I put it? If you have to go to vertical strokes or diagonal strokes, right? Those are when you get to that stage, I'll explain how you can understand which type of strokes to apply. But with the first layer, when you are trying to get the information of the character going, bruh, don't think too much. Just put down your strokes and just move on, right? Right. Maybe somebody would, some people might disagree with this method, but it always works for me, right? So I apply these strokes, simple ones like this, right? Now we're gonna go to level 2. Now when you get to level 2, hold on a second, let me shade this place a little bit more. Now when you get to level 2, that's when it gets interesting. So level 2 will be identifying the dark areas and the light areas. Some areas would have to be dark and some areas would need to be light. All right. So with this, I'm just going to find my dark areas and shade it. So how we locate the dark areas, these lines that we previously did, these are the areas that we were going to apply our shadows, right? To emphasize on these strokes. So how do you apply these strokes? But you're following the outline of the shape. That is very, 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 very important. I cannot stress that enough. Right? Because if you don't follow and you go otherwise, the image is going to apply very flat. Right? So for instance, when you see this, I'm following this shape here. The lines that I drew previously, I'm following those lines. So you have this tone and I apply it like this, right? And under this area, it's gonna be darker for obvious reasons. Light doesn't get that, light does not travel, cannot hit that area. So we'll leave this area lighter, and this dot underneath his shirt, his coats will go a bit darker, right? Right, like that. So with this, we keep the same information and we go through. And I would like his shirt here to be very dark, and his pants would be dark, and this coat here would be light. Okay, so I'm gonna start working on that now. This is the color of his shirt. So I'm first gonna apply my, yes, you guessed it, my strokes to serve as a base of information. Right, then I go back and add in the shadows that the coat is producing. And his arm here is also going to produce some shadows like so. Gonna shade this area like that. Right. I'm gonna change my pen. Take a thicker pen, maybe a 5 or an 8. Now 8 would be a bit too thick at this point. We'll just take a, I'm just gonna change, go for a 5, right? And just outline the folds to make it a little bit more obvious for what I want to achieve. All right, I'm just gonna pimp this outline like that. Oh God, this looks so sexy. Oh. forgive me. I get so excited about about the work whenever it's unfolding itself like how I see it in my head. It like it sounds like I'm crazy, but it feels more like a dream come true. Because we it's just what you're drawing is just in your head. Although sometimes you might be trying to use references, but if you want to depict it in a certain way, then it's just in your head, right? So if you're able to translate it on the paper, oh God, I feel so happy. Like I don't know how to describe that feeling, but I get so excited before the work, I complete the work. So underneath his arm here, right? Underneath his arm here, we're gonna go a bit darker. We're gonna go a bit darker underneath his arm here, like so, right? And keep in mind that because it's a cloth or it's a jacket, some areas is just gonna fold into each other. And how we're gonna achieve that is you darken the areas as you apply your your lines. So you see what I'm trying to do here, right? I'm just darkening the areas to depict the folding of the jacket like that, right? That's it, right? This is not like people like to say rocket science, but cannot compare rocket science to this. All right, so when you're shading here, you follow the outline of this thing. All right, you follow it, go a bit darker here, go a bit darker here, and there you go. Oh, this boy is looking so pretty right now. Oh, so happy. I'm sorry, guys, I get so excited. But yes, so I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna do the same thing here. Try to do a lot of folds in the jacket and make it feel a little realistic, It feel a little, maybe we cannot get 100% realism of it. We could feel let's say 50, right? We could feel 50% of it. All right, okay. Now we have this. I'm gonna go here. I'm not ready for the face yet. I don't want to do it at the moment. I feel like that is like the icing on the cake for me. So I'm just gonna work myself until I get that part. So here on his collar, because it's so close to the face, this area is gonna be a bit darker. Notice how I'm drawing my strokes. I'm not drawing it straight like how I did the first layer of shading. Like if you see here, these ones were just straight. But now these are where it gets tricky. What you would need to do is you're creating a shape with your shade, right? So what you have to do is just follow the outline or you draw a shape. What I'm trying to do here is I'm drawing a C. In simple terms, that's what you would need. Like like if you elongate a C or a bracket. Okay, a bracket is a better description. So you just repeat the repeat that. You have that here over and over and over. And when you come here to, because here with this thing feels like it's a fold, so in order to achieve that, you would draw some lines underneath it to achieve this feeling. You feel me? If you understand what I'm saying, give me a message. Hey Shadow, hi. No Maki. No Maki says, well, poor. I don't know what that means though, but good luck. So we do that here, and we keep going, and I'm gonna do this, right? I'm gonna fold it like that. Right. I want this area to be a bit darker, so I'm just gonna apply it, right, like that. And I come here and apply more of my strokes to achieve what I'm hoping for. So these are the shoes. I'm gonna go a bit darker on the shoes to help set that tone. All right, now I'm gonna do the cloth. The back is a cloth of the cape. I'm gonna make a little bit of adjustment here. I don't want the cloth to be too big. I'll just keep it like this and have this to be the flying thingy that he has. So probably would have something like this flying here, like this. I'm not in front. I'll have a flying thing here. Right? Yeah. I have that. And I have that. Then we can add more information to it. Right. So I'm just gonna shade here. Just to add a little bit more information at this area. And you gotta be patient. Right? You wouldn't wanna So when you're doing this, the best advice or the best tip for this folded part of the jacket is to shade under the lines. So if you have a line here, what you would do is you shade under the line, right? I have this line here. It gets a bit tricky, so I would leave it and explain to you later. So this areas you would shade like so. Just building the informations. All right. Hey, Mamonga, what's up? I think you like every anime character. Yes, I am an anime nerd. Yeah, I figured that anytime I try to pen down a character, you just you like that character, or you just know so much about that character. How have you been, by the way? Um, I'm fine. Yesterday I was planning to come on live, but I wasn't feeling so good, so I couldn't make it yesterday. I had a very long day yesterday, so um, I wasn't able to come online. But I'm fine. Today I'm fine. You have drawn my favorite anime character. Yeah, I feel like I've drawn your favorite character, but you I think you know too much about anime. Oh shit, I messed up the hand. I love manga. Anime is my style. I love manga. Yeah, I'll try to do more of those. I realized that the fan base of anime is just crazy. There's a lot of people. So maybe I'll just make that my style and use that to grow my fan base. I don't know, because I realized that the anytime I try to do an anime pen art, the results are very, like, the feedback and the response are very uh, positive. You know what I'm saying? Your style is your style. Yeah, I agree to that. Your style is your style. So now we're just going to try and identify the shadows and make the dark areas dark. The midtones, we expand on the midtones a little bit, and the the highlights, we'll leave them light. You know, we'll not try to overdo it and the whole image gets too dark. Right now we're trying to approach a three-dimensional. So we want it to look 3D, and shadows, believe it or not, makes an image more defined and more 3D. So if you're able to understand how light works and you put more shadows in your work, you're definitely getting a good 3D sketch. At this point, we try to identify the shadows, darken it, let it have a little bit of realism to it. So here, I'm going to add a little bit of shadow here to give this thing a feeling that it's a 3D, right? It's not on the lab, but it's flying above it. Should I say flying? Okay, you get what I mean. mostly like to put some context around the sketch. I don't like to leave the book just plain. So I'll just create, let me zoom out a little bit so you can see it better. I normally like to put scribbles around the image or the character that I just drew. I don't want the I don't want it to be so plain, just to provide a little bit of context or information around the piece to sign off. Right? Maybe you might not like it. Maybe it might be too rough for you, but I like it when it looks like that. I don't want the page to be too plain without a lot of information going on. So I just like to make a couple of scribbles around the character. Yeah, because when you think about it, I feel like when you're drawing, it's mostly expressing yourself and being free. So you cannot be restricted of making mistakes or trying to have it so perfect. You just have to embrace the unknown and do what you have to do, right? So just feel free. And what's the point of making mistakes? What's the point of you wanting to learn or improve if you're scared of making mistakes? The whole point of making mistakes is to discover unknown grounds and you to learn from it. That's the whole point, right? So don't be scared of to make mistakes. Use pen, build confidence. If you make a mistake, try to be creative with your mistake, right? Whenever you sketch, you make a mistake, you try to be very confident. You try to build something off of your mistake, and you build confidence from that. So next time when you're drawing, you know what you would have to do and how to manipulate the image you're trying to create, right? I feel like that is one of the skill sets that you would want to have, or most skilled artists of today we lack. Because right now there's iPads that you can just undo, and it makes work so easier and fast. But sometimes it's just best to go traditional. Test yourself, test your skills, and see what you can do. Even if you make a mistake, how can you improve upon your mistake, right? You do that, and you see how far you've come, and you know how to challenge yourself and build confidence from there, right? So that is that's all I can say for now, for today's stream. I really appreciate you guys for sticking through. Hope you enjoyed. If you're just joining, thank you so much for stopping by. Kindly drop a like, subscribe, and whenever I come live, I'll come again tomorrow, and we'll be doing something different. We'll be doing something abstract. Tomorrow is a Saturday, so we'll do abstract on a Saturday live. So if you have any question, or if you want to request for any art, let me know in the comments, or just drop me a message on any of my on my videos. I'll check it out. This was requested by this guy named Elastic. I hope I'm pronouncing the name well. Yeah, so he requested for this sketch, and yeah, I'm just doing it for him to explain how you're supposed to shade cloth in the pen drawing, right? So that's it. Kindly, like I said, if you have any question, drop me a message and I would respond accordingly. I'm gonna tackle the hair. And afterwards, we'll say cheers to all of you who supported. And when I finish this, I'll probably put it up on the Patreon page. So if you like it, you can just download it. Mostly, I like to use a correction pen to work on the eye. Alright. Alright. So yes, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much, guys, for watching and sticking around with me. If you're just joining, kindly let me know your thoughts on this one, and I'll see you when I see you. Thank you guys so much. Peace out. I'll leave this on for a while, and before I sign off, right? I'll just try to duck in the shadows a little bit and dot the I's and cross the T's before signing off. So yeah, guys.